Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
It's O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop in today and check out store-wide savings plus earn double points on over 225 items. It's our way of saying thank you. If you're not already a member, sign up today during O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month. It's fast, easy, and free. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey, good evening one, good evening all, and welcome to the ISCA 250. It's the, it's gotta make sure I get the exact name correct here. Up there at the top of the screen. Sorry, my screen is the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. Blah, I'm having a little bit of trouble today getting started. Very sorry about that, but welcome. Nice to have you all here. We are here covering the ISCA Super Cup Series, and by we, I mean me, Jolo, my partner Big Al, and our buddy Kobe down in the booth, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, and making it all come to you. Big Al, how you doing this week?
Man, doing pretty good back here in Pennsylvania, partly cloudy Pennsylvania. Can't wait to get this race started. Pocono, you know, what can you say? I'll be hanging out in turn 4.
Hanging. I see what you did there. That's very clever Pocono humor for you all. For anybody who's new, I don't think anybody at this point might be new to Pocono, but you look on screen right now, you'll see the exact shape we're dealing with, the tricky triangle. A race course made up of 3 separate turns, designed after 3 separate racetracks. Can you name them all, Big Al?
Nope.
Well, I happen to have a little fact sheet right here. Turn 1 is Trenton. Trenton, actually, I believe, is turn 1.
Okay.
Turn 2 is Indianapolis, and then turn 3 is the Milwaukee Mile.
Well, see, I missed all 3 of them, just like I missed all 3 of those turns. I'm starting to see a pattern here, Joe.
Yeah, my man. These drivers might be seeing a pattern tonight. Let's take a look at some of the conditions here at the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. Right now, it says track and fig oval. We know it's a triangle. 2.5 miles. Long Pond, the city we're in right now. Force fed to tires. We got 3 stages tonight. We're going to 21, 36, and then all the way to 100. Fuel range is about 40 laps in the tank. Air is 79 in the air, 117 down on the track. Oh my goodness gracious. It is a hot one on the track tonight. And this is not a track with a lot of banking on it. So they're going to be slipping. They're going to be sliding on those buttery tires.
Indeed.
Now, how about some keys to the race, Big Al? What do you got to say about going around Pocono?
All right, I'll take it away. First things, you got to master 3 different corners, just kind of like what you said. You got the Milwaukee corner, you got the Trenton corner, and then you got the Indianapolis corner. So that's going to be very different. So you're going to see a lot of drivers kind of trying to navigate that as well as the traffic around it. That's going to be key. The next thing is drivers going to have to stay off the walls on the exit. You know, they're going to have a lot of opportunities to hit those walls, a lot of concrete around this track. That's definitely going to be pecking away at the car's health. So they got to definitely stay off the walls. And last but not least, drive for show, pit for dough. Getting it slowed down here because hopefully we will have green flag pit stops. Getting those cars down, getting them slowed down so you can actually exit to pit road. That's going to be a challenge as well. But we're going to be right here as well. Those are the keys to the race.
And with those keys to the race in our back pocket, we are going to take a look at some of the drivers going around and getting some practice in right now. We've got a nice field forming up right now. About 12 drivers out there looking to go around and bring you some of this action today. In practice, we've had a few names that have come toward the top of the list. Carl Dodson, Kendall Levron, Sean Signori up there at the top of the list right now in terms of the leaderboard in practice. You can see some of those numbers on your screen there on the left side right now. Looking overall pretty good for some of these guys. Looks like the fast lap somewhere around 54.
I tell you what, with warming up done, now it's time to start qualifying. This is where those laps are going to matter. The out lap and the in lap, the hot lap. That's what we're going to be watching to see, because right now it looks like we only got one car to sub 54 seconds. The only car that's in the 53s during practice was actually Mr. Carl Dobson, who just ironically
That's right.
who just ironically happens to be not picked here to win this thing tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, that lines up perfectly. We'll do our picks as well here in just a few moments. And I think we're going to be hearing that name. Me, myself, Jolo, I'm going to go ahead. And after looking at the practice list, I went with Vincent Crowe for tonight. I went with the 47 of Vincent Crowe for tonight's race.
Hey,
How about you, Big Al? You told us who you picked, but let's hear it again.
Yeah, Carl Dobson. I'm going to pick the 91 back off of a very fresh, solid week last week. I mean, smash home performance. Hopefully, these guys will come back out here tonight in their Dodge-inspired 91 and get it all done all over again.
You heard it right there. And Down Under. Let's hear it.
This week I'm going to swap it out and go for someone different. This week will be Sean Signori. A, I think he's got the pace, and B, he's one of my commentators for another league, so I've got to go for my company boy.
All right, a company boy it is, a company man. He's going to be racing tonight, and he's got some pretty good times out there. He's one of the guys who's putting down some of the faster times. He's top 3 in practice overall right now, and then qualifying, we'll see how he manages to do going around Pocono.
Yeah, indeed. Like I said, qualifying now just underway. Still waiting on the first times to come across the board. Shouldn't have to wait too much longer. This just happens to be a very, very long track. You know, and it should
2.5
provide
miles.
for some. Yeah, it should provide for some very, very exciting racing here tonight.
Yeah, I watched a bloodbath of a race here, an NIS race last night. They had about 9 cautions, probably, maybe 10 cautions over the course of the race. Now, we had about 30 people on the track, but we had about 10 cautions and made the race take about 2.5 hours to go, about 80 laps. Really a tough one. Now tonight, I think we're going to have some more green flag racing.
Oh yeah. We can't say, we are not allowed to say otherwise. So, yes, tonight we will have green flag racing. What?
Tonight we're going to have some green flag racing, so we're going to get a chance to see these guys use Pocono as much as they possibly can. I was talking to some of the other commentators, and they were saying that Pocono doesn't have as many options as other racetracks do. It in some places. You just kind of you get funneled into a very specific place if you want to maintain speed on some of these turns here. And so I'm anxious to see if somebody can try to take advantage of the shape of the track, the unique shape of this track.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that I was saying too. You really kind of got to go with the flow, because with so much traffic here, just track being as wide as it is, you are going to get shuffled around. So you're just going to have to try to adapt and wait until you can actually get back to your preferred line, especially going into turn one.
And here we have the 19 machine right now of Jay Hone stopping in.
Ouch. In the wall.
Using the wall. He stops like how I stop when I'm ice skating. Just slam into the wall. That's the way to do it. Get up to speed? Sure. Turn? No problem. Stop? No, we use the wall for that.
Exciting.
Eyes. A few people right now coming in. The qualifying is starting to wrap up here. We're seeing some times get up on the board, and it looks like the best lap right now belongs to Carl Dodson. That was a good pick, my man.
I don't know, man. I just have an inkling with these things. And speaking of picks, why don't we go ahead and take a step away and get to hear our national anthem, and we'll be right back with tonight's lineup.
Race fans, it is time for those most famous words in motorsports. Driver, start your engine!
We are back, folks, here to give you the grid lineup here. The ISCA Super Cup Series O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 from Pocono Raceway. So let's do it. Pole position goes to Carl Dodson. Second is going to go to Sean Signori. Third, it's going to be Kendall Levron. Fourth, Kenny Powell. Fifth, Randy Drumhiller. Sixth, Vincent Crow. Seventh, Bacon Zelenka. Eighth, Jeremy Clapper Newell. Ninth, Jose Medina. 10th, Greg Wyszynski. 11th, Paul Olson. 12th, Jay Hone. And 13th, David Gerace. That's your full 13-car lineup tonight. And these gladiators are getting set to go around. While they do that, we're going to give you a look at the championship standings here in the ISCA. Have a little look-see at where things stand. Right now, the top of the list, it's Vincent Crow, Sean Signori in second there, Patrick Gitter in third, Matt DiCiani in fourth, Derek Heitman in fifth, Greg Wyszynski in sixth, Bacon Zelenka in seventh, Kenny Powell in eighth, Tim Wortman Jr. in ninth, and Randy Drumhiller in 10th.
Definitely starting to see a nice little battle starting to shape up there for those lead positions here in that iRacing Super Cup Series. So starting to see those old guys start to slowly fade away and see that board actually get populated with some, with who our new champion's going to be, because that's happening here, buddy. Believe it or not.
That's right.
Get ready or not, it's happening. Still waiting on
I think I'm ready.
Yep, still waiting on a couple cars to grid here.
We got some blinking going on already. Let's hope that that doesn't hinder anybody too much. Unless that's just them getting ready and getting started here. As we got the blimp camera. And the fans in the stands are already on their feet. They're excited for tonight's race. Want to see how things shape up here at Pocono. iRacing fans are always excited, though. They're always on their feet. You can see, as you can see. I was just out here myself doing some test laps of Pocono yesterday to get myself used to it in the Cup car, and I gotta say there's not any grip to be found. There's very little grip to be found in this car at this track. It's very easy to overdrive the Cup car at Pocono and to lose and to start sliding a little bit more than you want to really quickly too with your with the tire situation here, and especially with how hot it is. I wouldn't be surprised if 12 13 laps in we're already starting to see situations where guys are just going a little wider than maybe they expect. I wish there were more tracks that were built in this sort of strange configuration, though. I like the triangle, and I like the way it's built with the different turns all being used all in one place. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it used to be kind of one of my favorites, but the inability to drive anything will definitely put it towards the bottom of the list. So.
Yeah, it is a tough track to drive, and even a tough track to watch sometimes as a fan. But it's long, it's treacherous. It's one of those tracks that is very divisive, I think, with a lot of racers.
It's like Sean Signori's having a little bit of a blinking problem. Pack it up, loss. Hopefully he gets that sorted, especially now. Looks like the driver's been given the ball. Lights are off on the pace car. He's going to be doing his thing. Taking us around. Rather a rather long pace lap, if you will. This should be in 2.51 miles in length. So trust me, once he comes back around and he ducks out of the way, these guys are going to be really raring to go. And I don't think it's going to be a whole lot that's going to be able to slow him back.
No. And the only thing that's going to slow him down is turn one. And believe me, here, that can do plenty of slowing. In the meantime, though, it looks like we've got Bacon Zelenka given an end-of-line penalty. He's going to have to fall back to the end there, unfortunately, the number 45. This is his last penalty that he'll have to serve of this particular style.
Yeah, 13 cars in this field. Drivers going to have to start sorting it out soon to be able to be in charge of their own destiny. A lot of points out there.
Yes, sir.
Grabs tonight through 3 stages. You know, hopefully you won't be the guy that's left there holding an empty bag. So drivers are going to have to really put themselves in positions to win here tonight. You know, you have great opportunities to lose. You can lose it all real big. These turns are like casinos. You know, I mean, you can put as much of it into it you want. You're not always going to get out clean. So you're definitely going to have to try to do that.
And it's very similar to the analogy, the house always wins. And here comes the turn. Turn number 3, leading into the line, folks. There goes the pace car. He's off. We're looking for the zone. Here it comes. And we're go on the ISCA Super Cup Series O'Reilly Auto Parts 250.
Sean Signori getting a real solid launch there. Carl Dobson just got a little bit off his withers, but now he comes diving down to the inside. Looks like he is definitely going to be trying to get his share of the lead. We'll be watching the back of the field. No 3-wide scenarios developing. Oh, there's a little 3-wide situation, but not quite there. The 44 Randy Drumhiller, he's going to do everything he can to keep it straight, following that main and tail car coming down the backstretch, going into turn 2 for the first time here tonight.
Signori, potentially a netcode situation. A big half spin. Dodson getting turned by Signori. It looked like, I couldn't tell really, there was no contact visually on my screen between Signori and Dodson at all. No contact. But Dodson moved as if he just got shoveled out of the way there. And Dodson's going to fall back 8 positions as a result of that move.
Yeah, they were kind of inside each other there in that close rim, so we are going to call that net code. But Dobson, being who he is, should be able to recover from that and get back up front here in no time. Ricky Tick. Meanwhile, up front,
really impressive.
Kendall LeBron enjoying his lead now for the first time tonight. Kendall having a solid qualifying run, launched this thing all the way back in 3rd place. Now he seems to be able to get out to a commanding lead.
That was an impressive save there from Carl Dodson. Very, very impressive save. And Kendall LeBron now out in front. A full half-second and change ahead of Sean Signori, with that potentially increasing now to almost a full second. He's got the distance and he's got the speed. We look back, though. Signori is leading the 2-wide situation of Crow and Powell. We're sitting right next to each other for 3rd place.
You're going to have a constant battle here, constant shifting. This is one of those long tracks where tires are not going to be your friend. So guys are going to be wanting to let it hang out just a little bit. They're going through the first stage. You got to put the hammer down. You got to see what it's all about. You got to be able to come in, get accurate measurements about the degradation of these good years. You know, new tire model coming into effect. This is the first actual trial, I think you'd say, that we've actually been able to run on this new tire model. Drivers now actually have enough time to get laps underneath their belt, so it should actually have positive or negative comments. I think everybody's either on one side or the other by now.
Yes, with week 1 does come the new model, and so these guys, for some people, it's like driving a totally new vehicle.
Yeah, indeed it is. So nothing like a track model on new tires on a new track to see, in relatively a new season, new group of guys. Gonna see how this whole thing shakes out, man. I'm pretty excited about that. Everything that we see going on from this point forward is going to be something we haven't seen before. So, with the addition of some late bloomers as well, this thing is just going to be up for grabs.
Speaking of up for grabs, Carl Dodson is looking at 5th place as Randy Drumhiller, as if that spot's up for grabs too. He's taking it though. Drumhiller might just be handing the spot to him.
It's still early on, especially in the stage. A lot of laps left to run. Only 4 laps into it. This stage actually scheduled for 21.
Yep.
Had to look at my board there. Dobson moving up slowly. Now he's got the 24. Kenny Powell in his sights. Should make that move with little problem. Look at how he command. He's actually able to command that car, go high around the outside right now. You'll see drivers be able to do that while their tires are still fresh. But as those tires start to get a little bit worn, it'll be harder to actually determine where that car is going to slide up in that groove. Dodson and Powell right now running side by side. Looks like Dodson's actually going to go ahead and slide in front of him with ease. That's going to put Dodson back up into the 5th spot.
Dodson, having fallen down to 8th, moves up back up to 4th right now. He's in a fantastic position. He has been making passes left and right, finding speed wherever he can. Right now, it's Vincent Crowe in the target. Can he make the pass here? He just makes the signal, says, I'm looking to pass you, Crowe. He's going to try on the outside. Pass looks like it's been made now. Crowe slots in behind him, and there it is yet again. Another clean pass. Dodson up to 3rd. And the gap between the 1st and 2nd place has increased significantly still. It's almost 2 seconds now.
Yeah, definitely looking like Kendall LeBron is on the track by himself. Totally commanding the corners. He's doing everything that he needs to do. Seems to be in complete control. The only thing, the question is, can Kendall beat Kendall? The one person that we see, he's got that Kenny Powell syndrome. The one person that we know that can beat Kendall LeBron week in and week out is Kendall LeBron. So right now he is totally enjoying a commanding lead. But down to 91 car, well, he's back on the scene. Want to have a little something to say about that.
Yeah, that's true. And Dodson is back on the scene fully in 2nd place at this point. Can he drive through the desert? Can he close the gap driving through the Badlands, the no man's zone that exists between Sean Signori and Kendall LeBron? Well, he's working on it right now, folks.
Yeah, definitely. Dodson knew he had a fast car. We didn't know exactly what LeBron was sitting under, but, I'm going to say 2 things about that. Well, I can only say one. It's the number 2 car. That's all. Now, he's fast. He's freaky fast. He's always been one of the more dominant players here in this league, But like I said, he still got to beat him. He still has to keep from beating himself. Green flag racing continues here. Lap 8 of 21 in stage 1. Now, this race scheduled for 100 laps, 3 stages. Stage is going to be at 21:36, and then the last final stage ending at lap 100. A lot of drivers here tonight got a lot of points involved. They got to have good, solid points nights. One of those, as we saw earlier on the board, that's going to be the 5 of Greg Wachinski. He's got to have a solid points night tonight.
We just saw.
Salenka. Good.
No, we just saw some slippery action out of Carl Dodson. He had a very bad slide just about 2 turns ago. So I think we're at a point. We're only 9 laps in, but Dodson's really been driving the tires off that vehicle. There is a chance that given the conditions of the track, he has overdone it already, and he is going to be in a bit of a tough situation. Well, I mean, ooh. In the back, we have a crash. David Gervais is around.
Damn gerbil. Get that thing straight, son. Now, he's not going to get a caution, probably especially at Pocono, since the leaders are a full mile away from him. We could have probably landed a helicopter out there and triaged him and got him into the life flight and out of there before they came around. But you know what? Good thing for David, he did not make contact with anything, and all he has to do is go back out there now, drive smart, be clean. Stage break coming up. That's going to get everybody back where they need to be.
Yep. Well, he's gonna have to enjoy the open air for a little while. Until then, we'll see if he does. Back to live. Up at the front, Dodson, the 91, is trying to pull down something on Kendall LeBron.
Got a 49 car spinning. That's Mr. Clapper Newell. That is going to bring the caution out. Early on here, that crash right there, right up in the middle of the pack. No way you could actually avoid seeing a caution on that. Right now, we're watching to see exactly what happens. Looking over the shoulder of the 5 of Greg Wachinski. He comes down on the inside. The 49's right there in front of him. Toes the line. Looks like it just started to lose it a little bit. And that's what you're going to actually start. That's one of those picture moments. That's a photo moment right there at a track like Pocono when the back end of that car starts to step out just like that. What can you do? I'm not going to say that was any contact with Wachinski. I don't think I saw that.
No, I don't think there was either. It's really tough. A photo moment. I like that. And now it's time for some pace lapping.
Yeah, that's good.
Sit up.
You got Gervais. He can now come back. He can tend to his elements. The 91 can actually, now that he's reeled back into two, LeBron will actually be able to see just which one of these guys has a true dominant machine. Now, these guys have been out here. They've been running pretty strong. I will say that Dodson has the fastest lap overall with a 54.003. Remember, he's also the only driver that we actually had display a sub 54-second lap in practice. So he's right there on that mark, kind of floating with it. Ooh, Mr.
We've
Clapper
getting engine blow. Uh-oh. That's not good at all.
I think Jeremy Clapper Newell, the driver of the 49 car, has just suffered a catastrophic engine failure. These guys are going to be limping that 49 car down the line. Now, he was the car that was involved in that incident just on. We did not see the meatball flag for that, repairs required flag, but now it has definitely been displayed prominently.
Right now, it sounds like the driver is just working through things a little bit, very amicably. Let's see who we can talk to here while we're under yellow. We got Carl Dodson in the hangout lobby. How about we talk to Carl Dodson there?
Let's try Jeremy. Is he in here? Do we
Sure.
have access to Jeremy? Roger.
I'll let you
Let's
have a
see
word
Jeremy.
with
Let's
Jeremy
figure out what
Clapper
happened
Newell.
to him.
Hey there, Jeremy. It's Joe and Big Al up in the booth. Can you hear us?
Sure can.
Can you walk us through a little bit of what went down there? It looks like you have some engine trouble.
After I spun there, I just tried to get back around to pit road so I can fix it, but it just wanted to detonate itself.
No, that's really unfortunate, and that was from the impact. You didn't did you get an immediate meatball, or was it later when you started driving around?
The meatball was not there when I hit the wall. When I was going into the tunnel turn 2.
Yeah.
It decided, well, I'm just gonna leave the car.
I'm just gonna end myself on this beautiful. I'm done with this race. It says. I was trying to find a good phrase for it, but that's pretty much it. Well, that's really unfortunate. Let's see, Big Al, do you have any questions for our unfortunate driver here?
No, man, I'm good.
All right. Well, we just wanted to get you up here in the booth for a second, Jeremy, and check in with you and see how things are going after that moment, and hopefully we'll be able to get you back out there on the field. Okay.
F4.
All right, and we're gonna send you back down. There he goes, just back down to his racing team. That was Jeremy Clapper Newell, and we heard that his engine took a walk on turn 2.
His engine has left the chat. I mean, that was
checked right out.
Yeah, it was a pretty dramatic ending, or leaving. I'm an engine mechanic, aircraft type by trade is what I did for a living. And when engines leave the conversation, it's never ever a good thing. I don't care if you're 2 feet or 200 feet. Kind of need a motor.
Yep.
Doubled up, lights off on the pace car. Getting ready to get this thing going one more time. Pace car's going to be off and away. And like I said, we were putting them all back together. Now, Dodson did come down pit road. He got made a minor little adjustment. So that did actually sacrifice some track position, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Here comes Space Car. Back to you, Joe.
You got it. Carl Dodson in the back a little bit, back into 11th place, but let's see what happens if he can make his way back up. There's the green flag again here at the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. It's the ISCA Super Cup Series on Thursday night.
Yeah, that 2 car wasting no time getting to go. The 7 car still a little bit of a blinker coming into turn 1 right now, side by side, further back. Everything seems to be okay. Most guys will be avoiding that 7 car like the plague because he is actually blinking. Now, I stepped back into the to the driver's chat there, and I did hear guys, kind of saying, hey, maybe give you a little bit of room. So we're going to be watching that as well because when you got a guy that's blinking, especially – I don't care what stage of the race it in, it can be pretty unnerving. If you guys can watch that, it's pretty stable right now. Sometimes that has to do with your internet connection. Kenny Powell's not going to waste any time. He is hooked up to the high-speed internet. He is driving down to the inside, going to waste no time going about a 7 of Mr. Signore. And he also is going to be bringing his G&G teammate. That's Greg Wachinski. Greg's going to enter into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Very important points night for all of these gentlemen right now that are currently snug into the top 5 because solid stage finishes, that's going to be the thing that helps them move up that leaderboard.
Speaking of stage finishes, we're 6 laps away from the first stage finish of 3 that we're going to have tonight, and that's at lap 21 we're looking at. So lap 15 right now out of 21. 6 to go. It's going to be Kendall LeBron out in front still in this case. Vincent Crowe and Kenny Powell for the 1-2-3 right now here at the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250.
Yeah, Carl Dodson, hard shot into that outside retaining wall. You keep taking shots like that. It's kind of like fighting Mike Tyson. It might not mean anything now, but trust me, it's taking seconds off your life. You're going to be having to watch out for that because, yeah. These cars have weak jaws. How about that? Now, further behind him, the 44, Randy Drumhiller, just getting it back to going. Randy seemed to have struggled a little bit there in the first stage, but now it seems like he's kind of got that car settled in a little bit. Thank goodness this field is kind of really getting tighter here as we get to the end of stage 1. 5 laps to go to be exact before stage 1 is actually in the books. Kendall LeBron out and enjoying a relatively, he's having well, I guess it'll be a Thursday evening stroll. These guys just out going to get some groceries, got the kids in the back seat. Baby's got a sippy cup. He's just keeping it pointed the right way and everything's working out for him.
Yep, the Sunday drive. Yeah, exactly that attitude, where you just gotta keep it pointed the right way and keep a steady pace, and you're gonna be in a good shape.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an endurance race. And so a lot of drivers, they've been here before. Nobody's new to Pocono. You can't come out here and expect to win this thing in the first stage. You just got to be smart. You got to go ahead and make those changes subtle, major, however, whatever.
Oh, we got his car around.
The 91, once again, Dodson, he has not been dialed in here at all tonight. He's been struggling a lot a bit. Now that car's back around sideways. Yep, the 91 getting loose right there coming off that tunnel turn. And you see exactly how he kind of steps that out.
And let's see here.
So this is going to be I think this is going to actually be the stage as well, because if you do the math on this, stage 1's supposed to end at lap 21. So that's going to be the stage caution. Just heard it from the boss. So now that's going to work out in Dodson's favor, because now he can actually come on down and actually be able to get whatever damage was fixed and see what actually aged him.
That's right. This will work out for him, and it'll work out for us too, as we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to have stage 2 from the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 at Pocono Raceway.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
It's O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop in today and check out store-wide savings, plus earn double points on over 225 items. It's our way of saying thank you. If you're not already a member, sign up today during O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month. It's fast, easy, and free. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. We are live, and we're going to talk to one of our racers here. I'm going to pass the mic to Big Al, who's interviewing Carl Dodson. Take it away, Big Al.
Hey, Carl Dodson. Big Al up in the booth, man. How's it going down there, boss man?
Man, I'm trying not to disappoint my biggest fan, Big Al. I heard you might have picked me. I hope you didn't curse me or anything. Oh, I'm scared.
Sometimes that happens, my man. A lot of pressure to live up to, but it looks like you're swatting flies down there. What's going on with you?
Well, I made a pit adjustment on that last pit job. It got me a little loose. I went the wrong way. I just fixed it. We're going to end up coming back through the field. I wish I wouldn't have run Seymour so tight. I know he's having some connection issues, and I know better. My car is too fast to be putting myself in a bad spot like that, and I feel bad that I'm just glad I didn't wreck the whole field, and I saved the car, but I couldn't save it this last time. I just ran out of talent.
Well, that doesn't happen to you a lot, man. It seems like you guys are doing pretty good. Definitely bought a rocket ship. Excited to see how this thing actually plays out for you. I know that the lights are off on the pace car. Put your shouting out here, man, right in the middle of this thing.
Man, you got to shout out the best pit crew ever, cwspirits.com. Anytime you're looking for something to get you up, down, whatever you got going on, partying, not partying, and you got to take care of yourself and family and have a nice, relaxing sip of something, you go to cwspirits.com, put in Steffi5 for a code, and you'll get a discount when you check out.
That's right, Steffi5 for the code, guys. And Big Al will let you know how that is, because I'm assuming I'm going to get some of that for free, right?
Oh, I wish I could do so for free, but nah. You got to get on there, go on there on TikTok. Go watch my wife's TikTok. She does bar talks, thanks to CW Spirits. Just call me _Steph, and you might get one of the free giveaways.
Well, definitely, everybody, make sure you tune into that. Hey, always a pleasure, man. And look, I'm not too proud to support you. Good luck to you. We'll let you get back at it.
Appreciate Big Al. Appreciate the whole crew up there broadcast for this team.
Hey, look, that was Carl Dotson. We did get to talk to him, figure out what his woes were. Looks like he just went the wrong way, Joe.
Yeah, sometimes you turn the dial the wrong way when you're trying to figure out what to do, Big Al. You never know how it's going to go. But you make the right choice, you make the wrong choice. Either way, you got to live with it. And he did. And he's still alive right now, still racing hard. Carl Dodson's on the field. We got the green flag, though. And we're back in it with stage 2. It's going to be a short one. We're going only to 36. So only another 15 laps before we're at the end of the stage. And then it's going to be a real long one, the real marathon run from 36 up to 100.
Vincent Crowe wasted no time getting this field off to go. I mean, it was like he had to. I mean, he was dialed in with the flag guy, because as soon as that muscle twitched, he was on the throttle, catching everybody else behind the 45 car. Now he kind of got a little wide there, going around 1, or 3 actually. That's going to take a lot of speed away from him. So the main is working, but the tail is dragging just a little bit right now with that crew. 3 wide right here as we're watching this. Dodson's got to make smart choices. Don't go tear my car up, not just yet. Here he comes to the outside, running like a racehorse. Going to clear the 5 and the 45. He'll be looking to get back up here in line to get himself a spot. And he did say that car was going to be running back up to the front. He put it out there. Looks like he's going to make good on his promise. Chasing that Miller Lite right now. That Miller Lite car. That's Jay
Right
Home.
now, Vincent. Yes, sir. Right now, at the very front, Vincent Crowe is losing his spot to Kendall LeBron, who's coming back for it. Slides up in front. Crowe moving into the back. But here comes Kenny Powell, also looking to gain some places. He takes second place handily from Vincent Crowe, who falls back into third.
Yeah, Crowe definitely knowing and understanding this, that he had a little bit of a run, and he had to take advantage of it. But Kendall LeBron not going to be denied. He understands his car should be up front right now tonight. They're running that way. Looks like he's headed that way. But you know what? My driver, Dotson, he just got by another driver, which, you know, continues his quest to get to the front.
I'm watching right now. And the situation up in the front has resolved back into Kendall LeBron, back being where he was.
The 5 car, Wachinski gets into the 45. That was a complete nose tag right there, watching to see if the caution comes out. The 45 is out of the way. He's going to have to get that thing pointed back the right direction. Not going to be a caution, but if you go back and roll that out again, you'll see they were right there racing together nice and snug, but for whatever reason, the 5 just decided to start doing some division, and he tried to go into the 45, and that just doesn't work when you're going 180 miles an hour down the backstretch.
No, sir. Not a good time to do long math. Definitely not the time or the place. Let's see what happens here. You mentioned that the 5 of Greg Wachinski starts to do the dividing.
Yeah, there it is. You know, and the 45, obviously, he got checked up just a little bit, you know. And unfortunately, he wasn't actually able to get it going again, but he's still not too far back. And guess what? The end of the stage is coming up again pretty quick.
Uh-oh.
He's probably not going to. Oh,
we got a yellow
sideways. Now. Oh, what you doing 2-4? Now, I don't know if the 91 is involved in that. You know, the 91 right there coming on the backside of the 24. Oh, 24 was stepping out like Jane on a Friday night. You know what I mean? Luther don't appreciate that.
Stepping out.
When Jane starts to step out like that on a Thursday night, Luther don't appreciate that. And now we still got a long way to go here. Because we're still, the stage is not over till lap 36.
That's right. So it's still a little early for us to be able to call this a stage caution. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a dash to the end. A bit of a dash to the stage finish.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what, let's take a step away, get some word from our sponsors here, and we'll be right back with continued coverage of tonight's scheduled event.
It's O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop in today and check out store-wide savings plus earn double points on over 225 items. It's our way of saying thank you. If you're not already a member, sign up today during O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month. It's fast, easy, and free. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. There goes the pace car. Here we go. Kendall LeBron, Carl Dodson. The green flag is waving, and he is away. Kendall LeBron with a great launch, getting things started here as we sprint to the end of Stage 2 right now. Lap 28, looking for 36 to bring Stage 2 to a close.
Yeah, LeBron not wasting any time getting going. It's got that Vincent Crowe car that started off right behind him, but Carl Dodson wasted no time replacing the 47 of Crowe. Now Dodson is back up front where he said he was going to be. Now remember, this stage is actually going to be over here sooner than later. We just had our second caution. Actually, it says we've been under 3 cautions. I don't remember that, but one stage break. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had our second caution for calls. And right now, we're just trying. We got about 8 more laps to go before we put this stage in the books. Don't know if we're going to make it. Nope. There's Greg Wachinski. Oh!
No.
Somebody check on Greg. Greg is dead.
Oh.
That is never good. That 5 car, man, he got R. Kelly.
Wachinski down.
Watch this.
Wachinski down.
And he goes right into the safer barrier. I mean, yeah, that car is wrecked. Unfortunately, just going to end his night. And you know what? That's what I was saying. Greg, he was one of those guys that did not need to have a bad night tonight. He's one of those guys that needed to have a good points night tonight, but unfortunately it was not meant to be, and that had nothing to do with me. I didn't pick this guy. I do know him, but I don't know him. You know what I mean? But look, right here. No. He no good cowboy.
Sent right into those water barrels that are clearly filled with concrete tonight as opposed to water. We tried something a little different.
I mean, that's probably the worst shot you're going to get in any race scenario with somebody just punching you right into the pit road wall. Yeah, I mean, come on. Oh, we got another car going around. That's David Gervais. He's going to bring out another caution. I'm looking at my board here. Man, these guys are not having a good time. And it just depends. This is going to be tricky because if the caution's within 5 of the stage, then that's the stage. So this one is not the stage. So that means they're going to go back out and they're going to finish this, which is going to be a shootout for the stage break, right? I don't know.
Like a proper shootout.
How much contact did Gervais make? I wasn't watching that. Is his car good or is he toast? Perfect. Get him some tires and get him back in there. Shake it off. Wait, is that Taylor Swift? Shake it off. Shake it off. Just shake
I think so.
Off. I was waiting on an opportunity to sing some Taylor Swift karaoke here without people knowing that I'm a true Taylor Swift fan.
Well, it's okay. We live in her world. Let's just remember that.
That's right. Big Al's a Swiftie. Not
safe
really
place to be.
I tried. It ain't gonna work. I tried.
Not quite your bag.
I
need something a little bit
different.
different.
Mind her. I don't mind Taylor Swift. She's just,
I understand.
I don't know. I don't have an opinion, I guess.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't necessarily need one. I'm in kind of the same boat. I think that she's a fine artist, very good at what she does, but maybe not for me.
Yeah, she's like a Beyonce light or Beyonce latte. You know what I mean?
Beyonce light. Oh, that's an interesting take on Taylor Swift. I like that. Because we all know that Queen Bee is Queen Bee.
Yeah, I'm a Miley fan personally.
Kylie Minogue. Good
I
answer.
said Miley. Miley Cyrus, not
Miley
Kylie. I didn't
Minogue.
say Kylie. I said Miley.
I
The
understand.
dude downstairs, the dude down there, he said that he was a Kylie fan.
Oh, I know. I was just agreeing with him.
Oh, so that makes you a Kylie fan also. Wow, the things that people thought they were not going to hear us talking about here tonight.
Right? Well, sometimes you get a couple of cautions, and you never know how the conversation's going to go.
Yeah, if you just joined in, yeah, you are actually tuned into the ISCA Super Cup Series, but we are involved in our third caution tonight for calls. We have had one stage break. That stage break ended, of course, at lap 21. We are just 4 laps away from the next stage, which is going to come to an end here at lap 36. And in the midst of all of that, we found out that Joe is a Taylor Swift fan. So now you're caught up.
Okay. I will accept, although I can name one Taylor Swift song, and you already sang it. So that's all I'm going to say to that.
My favorite Taylor Swift song is Why You Gotta Be So Mean.
That's what I'm asking right now. I feel like I'm being put on the spot.
No, you're the mean one.
I just want to make her proud.
No, you're the mean one.
Oh, that's fair.
And a
I am
liar.
pretty mean and nasty.
Why you gotta be so mean? Dang,
I think
Joe.
the lights are
Who
off.
knew?
Ooh, who's Crow is on the. He just took a joker lap there.
Well, I'm not seeing the one to green, so the lights will be going out this time, and we get to go all the way back around again.
Yeah, these 2.5 mile pace laps, they are rough.
Well, if you're in need of getting damage fixed, this is going to work out in your favor.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to go down and get things fixed and then play some catch up.
Man, I think I'm gonna go turn on me some Taylor Swift in my Spotify.
Yeah, not a bad idea. A little background music.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the events of Pocono.
Trying to get it going here. That 19 car Jay Hone, he's had a pretty eventful night tonight. A lot of guys out there just been swinging around here, just trying to hope that they, get a solid hit. But it has not been a fight. It's been more of a dodge event than a fight.
That's a good way to put it. More of a dodging event.
Yeah, it's been more of a dodging event than a fight. That 2-car, though, he can't wait to get back out front and get this thing going because Kendall is definitely having a solid night. Coming around the corner here, lights are off on the pace car. They are doubled up. We will be going green for what will be a 2-lap shootout. Remember, this stage will end once the 10th place car comes across the line on lap 36.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And we're on 33 right now, so we're almost there. And there he goes. Pace car is off. We're looking for the official restart zone. And we are officially back on the road. Here we go.
I don't know what Kendall Laron is doing, but he is definitely catching Dodson's sleep on those restarts. Now, once he goes, the 47 of Crow goes with him. So I don't know if these guys are talking, but this is almost the same identical picture that we had from the last restart, putting it back together the same identical way, but back further on. I'm still watching to see if everything shakes out okay. Got the 7 trying to put himself into the 19. They're going to get lined up. The front 3 are lined up. Paul Olsen going to be down on the inside coming across the tunnel turn. Now they're going to be okay. So, yeah, everything just kind of sorted itself out right there. Once you get the first 3 turns in after the restart, you're kind of going to be okay. Usually I would say once you get the first lap in, but at this track, I'll say the first 3 turns.
Oh, close driving here right now between the 91 and the 2. LeVron and Dodson very, very close to each other going down through the front stretch.
Well, this is going to be the big dog battle right here between these two because Dodson, he's got the most to prove. Seeing how he's way up there in that high line. He's been doing that at the detriment to his own self. Kendall LeVron that time, He gets swapped up into the wall. That's going to be a big owie. We're going to be watching that 2 car go from 2 to 10 real quick. Like, you can be looking like me with my shirt off. Well, actually, I go from a 2 to 10 when I put my shirt on. But yeah, just a hard wallop, man. You see exactly what I was talking about. I was talking about the 91 just coming up there. He is in that loose gravel, and the 2 just trying to bend that string right there. We talk about that, curving that guitar string, just trying to bend it just a little bit, and it went flat on him. But I'm going to be watching to see here. Let's see what he's got done. He's still good to go. He can get that thing fixed. Plus, it's happening close to the end of the stage. Kendall will live to race on. That's making the 91 car feel really, really good about himself. Here comes that 7 car going around to 24. He is going to be trying, but I got a feeling these 2 guys are going to be battling right here as we're watching the 19 of Jay Hone. He goes up onto the back of Vincent Crow. Dodson not having any parts of this, as this is all occurring way behind him, waiting on that 10th place car to cross the line. These battles that you are witnessing, these battles are for position, which equals 4 points, which equals 4 money. And man, look at them all coming to the line. That's going to do it. Let's run through that order real quick. Cole Dodson, your stage winner. Vincent Crow, 2. Sean Signor coming in 3. Jay Home, 4. 5th place, Kenny Powell. 6th place, Jose Medina. 7th place, Randy Drumhiller. 8th place, David Gervais. Kendall Levon still hanging on there, coming across the 9th. And Bacon Zelenka going to round out those top 10 points paying positions with stage 2 in the books. We're going to take a step away, get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with whoever JoJo wants to talk to.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 at Pocono Raceway. I'm here, Joe LaCastro. Jolo to you, my friends, with Big Al and Kobe. We're putting on the race for you tonight with the ISCA. And we're going to have a quick chat right now with Paul Olson, who's currently holding up the 10th place spot. Paul Olson, can you hear us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, how's it going out there tonight on the track, Paul? We see you've been avoiding most of the big stuff going on down there.
Yeah, duck and dodge 'em.
Ducking and dodging and staying out of the way, really. It's been such an interesting race from the perspective of some of the guys who've been self-spinning and a few taps here and there. What is your strategy tonight going into Pocono?
Save tires. The new tire model is just crazy, crazy bad. So just save tires, and hopefully we get a long run here. You know, I've had them where I wanted them to get some stage points, and then caution came out and kind of caught me there at the end of 1 and 2. But
Yeah,
I think I'll be good on the long
stage
run.
caution. Pardon me?
Yes, I think I'll be good on the long run. I'm hoping anyway, which is very unlike me, but.
Well, let's cross our fingers and see how you do out there tonight. Anybody you want to shout out to real quick before I send you back down there?
Just Kenny Powell for putting on a good league. You guys up in the booth, and all my teammates.
All right, Paul. Thank you very much for your time. We look forward to talking to you again later, we hope. Take care.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All
I
right,
can't believe
folks.
I can't believe I pulled Paul up and he didn't even give me a by name shout out. Man, that's just great.
You're feeling defeated.
Deflated. Oh.
Deflated. That's the word I was looking for. Feeling so deflated.
But you know
Left
who's not
out.
feeling? You know who's not feeling deflated right now? That's the 48 car Jose Medina. Jose has done everything that he needed to do thus far in this race to put himself right up here on this front row right now, guys. And that, my friend, you have to take account of. You cannot dismiss that. You know, these guys they're running solid here tonight.
They are indeed, and Jose Medina is running the solidest of all right now, sitting out in first place in a place he hasn't been yet all night. But after all that's happened, it's good to see him out here right now.
Does that bother you, Joe?
No, not at all.
Bothers me a little bit.
Why would it bother me?
Well, because the front's different now. It's different than it's been all night. With the 48 car up there, he is the wild card. So Jose's going to have to set the tempo on this. The 99 car's been getting kind of crappy restart, so he's going to be hoping that he can get a better start on the 48 than he's been able to secure on the 2. Now, that's a big deal also because if you've been watching that 47 of Vincent Crowe, he's been getting stellar starts as well. So this whole thing right here is going to be different than any dynamic that we've seen thus far. So this is the restart to watch. If you're just joining us, you just got here at the best time. And Randy Drumheller also, he's going to be loving the fact that he is up front there in that 4th place position. So she's getting ready to get a little jiggy with it.
That's what I like to hear. That's what we like to hear. And here we go, coming through turn 3. The pace car is off, and we're going to get things started right now. There we go. Can Jose Medina take it away? And he does with a very good start, leading Vincent Crowe onto the inside to start things off here.
And just going back to my point, that 91 car on that high line has not been getting solid starts. So that'll be something to watch. Interestingly, if he gets a choice later on, 3 wide, Kenny Powell decides to back out. Thought better of it. He's going to come back behind the 19 of Jay Hone. Smart move. The 19 car still not come back together with his tires. It's still a little bit wobbly, but up front, the 48 is doing exactly what the 48 needs to do. He's got to point it in the right direction. He got a super solid start. Best start for the 47 because right now, for the first time after those last 3 restarts, he was actually able to get out in front of the 91. And one thing I would tell you, dude, is when you're out in front of somebody, it's a lot harder for them to catch and pass you. Right now, the 24 is trying to do just that as he has Jay Hone in his side. Now, Kenny Powell, he knows that his best shot of getting a good run on this thing is going to be to get around the 19. But, Joe, I'm going to ask you this. At what cost? This stage just started. This is probably the time in that stage where you want to just kind of lay back and take it easy because, you know, the probability of green flag pit stops right now is pretty high. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah. So drivers they gotta start their strategy and they gotta start that thing right there on that first lap coming off of the stage break.
Well, you asked me at what cost, and I don't think anybody wants to pay a very high cost right now. Very conservative movements out of this crew. I say that right as we get a 2-wide situation when Carl Dodson and Vincent Crowe Too wide for second place. Dodson saying, I want this spot real bad.
Now, do you think he really wants it? Or do you think he's just kind of just, throwing that carrot out there to the 47? Is this?
Wants it. Yeah. I think he really is trying to get it.
Oh, got the 7 car. He is going to be spinning. That's Mr. Signore going around turn 1, but he actually was able to recompose himself and get her pointed back in the right direction. And now he is going to be back there in the back, probably trying to compute.
Yeah.
Easiest word I could say, because that's going to change things. Might have had a little bit of net code there with the 44. Not sure. Net code's been one of those.
It happens so much later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, net code's been one of those freaky things. So, not going to say exactly what took place. But hey, good job on you, brother, for getting that thing pointed back in the right direction, avoiding the caution. Right now, we got the 91 of Dodson. The challenge for the lead is underway. He is going to be up and around the 48 car. Jose Medina is going to be just a little bit of a crowded move. But I think Jose's going to be okay. He's going to live the race on. Now we got a new race leader. Dodson's going to be in charge of this thing, so we'll see exactly how that plays out for him. Also, additionally, while that was going on, the 24 did actually make his way around the 19 of Jay Home. All those big deals.
There's some very close racing going on right now. The movements that have been happening at the front have resulted in Carl Dodson, as you said, taking over the first place spot, back up where he belongs in the pole position. Jose Medina still up 7 places in second. Vincent Groh still up 3 places in third.
Yeah, I mean, Jose can't. He is having a solid night. I just, if I could just say anything to Jose, I'd be like, Jose, man, just maintain, killer. Just maintain. This is that situation where, kind of going back to what Olsen said. I mean, I'll take a direct quote from Paul Olsen. You gotta save your tires. I mean, the new tire model is, what is it? And that's what I said earlier on before we started this thing. Drivers still, this is the first week. And is Pocono really the right? Oh, we got a car going around sideways. That's the 47. He's going to be doing a pirouette there, but still did not make contact with anybody. But yet, that will bring out the caution, though. Because unfortunately, when you park horizontal across the start finish line, and they get a little nervous.
You parkour across. It's a good way to describe that there.
Yeah. See, right there, he bent that string just a little bit too much, and I don't think that's the first time that the 47 has actually kind of had that problem. But, when you're coming out in any one of those turns, it's going to be the same way. We've actually had cautions in every turn thus far. But that one right there, man, I think that was a solid second one coming off of turn 3. And it's just sometimes if she starts to step out on you, and I'm just saying, you know how Frida is on Thursday. She gets a little frisky. She says she's going to get bread, but is she really going to get bread,
Frisky Frida.
As soon as she steps out, then she gets out of control.
And here we are on lap 46 out of 100.
Yeah,
now we're officially in the last stretch.
Struggling to get to halfway of this thing. I mean, they've been throwing everything at us they can, Joe. I don't know if no action on pit road, so that strategy is going to stay the same. That makes me feel good about myself. The fact that there's no action on pit road. We do got the 43 cars coming down. He's got another car with him. So 2 cars are actually going to be coming down on the pit road. 47 and a 43. Not surprised to see the 47 come down because, like I said, he did a series of pirouettes down the front stretch there. So he's probably going to want to go ahead and wait for it. No tires. No tires. He must have checked his tire percentage. And look, that 47 goes haywire coming out of the pit, which makes me second guess his tire decision. Are we on the air?
And we've got lots of laps to go. Ugh, I'm having trouble speaking right now. We've got lots of laps to go, but tonight's race has been so far a race of ups and downs. We've had some green flag racing. We've had some yellow flag racing. We've had some, we've had a little bit of everything so far tonight. And I think it's going to be this way probably for the rest of the race, Big Al.
And I think that's the best way to describe it. We've had a little bit of everything. So a little bit of something for everybody. You know, that's the way it is. You know, we've had some green flag runs like that first stage. I think that was a pretty good, solid green flag run. But I did not expect the triangle to be as you know, treacherous as she is tonight. I was not expecting as many cautions as you know, as we've had. I can be honest with that. You know, that was the thing we used to do, the over under on cautions, and I would not have put 4 up, and we're not even halfway through this thing yet.
Yeah, with the number of racers on the track and the length of the track, you would think that we wouldn't have, but here we are.
Well, you know, and maybe it does speak to this new tire model. I mean, maybe, you know, we did see guys experience trials and tribulations last week, so maybe this week is no different. Maybe the tires are just proven to be too hot to handle.
Quite literally in some cases, too hot to handle. But not out here at Pocono. No.
Yep, got them doubled up again. This time, the difference is going to be that 91 car is going to be starting down on the inside now. Carl, I know you're going to go back and you're going to watch this. You might be even listening to it now, but we're going to see, because I said, you know, if he got a choice, that 91 car was going to be down on the inside, and that's where he's at. That high line has not had solid starts. I'm curious to see how Jose is going to fare up there. Definitely loving though what he has been showing here so far here in the third stage. So with the 48 car being up front and definitely being a contender, okay, because we've turned several laps now. We started this thing off at 42, and now we're all the way up to 48. So I want to see this restart. I want to see this drag race right here. That's what it's going to be.
A drag race, good way to put it. Good turn of phrase. And we are going to see that drag race sooner rather than later, because it looks like we are about to get going. Turn 3 is happening. The lights are off in the pace car, and that drag race is about to begin between Carl Dodson and Jose Medina.
Indeed. Pace car's off and away.
Let's see it. Zoom, zoom, zoom. There goes Dodson out to the front. As the green flag waves, Medina is left in the dust looking for second place with Kenny Powell in third.
So I'm going to say that it does not matter the car right now. It matters the position, because every car that started on that high side has shared a similar fate, with the third place car even having a decent shot on a drag race down. Now remember that, because if we put ourselves in a green-white situation, you know, that's going to be the thing that's going to come into play. The 91 now definitely getting out front, not having as much of a dominating lead there on that first run as he has so far tonight. 48 car is going to hold steady right there. Now, I don't know if at some point, if old Carl's going to just kind of dial her back. We still got a long way to go here. You ain't got to run every lap all the way down, hammer down wide open. You know what I mean? You're going to have to save some tire. And I, to all who hear my presence, greetings. Save some tire.
You heard him. Save those tires best you can at this 110 plus degree track.
Actually, it's the track temp now. You know, it was $117 when we started this thing. Now it's 99 degrees. So, yeah, that's promising.
I'm looking through the field now to see if any battles are forming, but it looks like the field has gotten to a single file formation.
Yeah, and I was watching the 45, the Bacon Zelenkas. He kind of rolled up onto the back of the 19 as they were going into the tunnel turn, I believe, and I was kind of surprised at how much he had to lift off to kind of keep from actually having contact, and it actually cost him a lot of momentum. If we could actually watch that, see if that 45 car can actually drift closer, as we are officially halfway through this thing right now. But I just had a feeling that Bacon's car was a lot faster just going into the turns. We've been watching J-Hone too, and the 19 cars, sometimes it seems that he's a little squirrely there. Maybe that was the reason that the 45 car backed off. It was just something that caught my attention. So,
hey, that's totally fair. I'm trying to see what's catching my attention as well, my friend. As we've got lap 52 in the books, looking at lap 53 now. Here we got the view on board with the main and tail car of Vincent Crowe. Ooh. Fast move. Crowe down to the inside of the 44 of Randy Drumhiller. Is he clear? Yes, he is. Drumhiller down now to match Crowe as Crowe takes that position away.
Yeah, this is that part of the race where, you really got to be smart. Now, some drivers are, I don't know what their strategy is. I'm just saying that this is that time, because you can get carried away here, Joe. You can go out there and run too fast, and that's going to put you at a greater risk of actually losing control of this thing when it's going to matter the most. And when you pair into this, because this is something a lot of people don't take into consideration, but that's why I'm here. I'm the the lead analyst, right? But when you take into consideration is these guys are going to be on their longest run of tires, right? When they actually do come in to actually do pit, and they're going to be trying to make that very tricky pit entrance of Pocono. So that itself could be problematic. These are all the things that right now we have to take into consideration. So watching a big pass be made right here on the racetrack, I do believe that is the 7 of Signore. He has actually made it by the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. I hadn't talked a lot about Bacon tonight. I mean, we talked about the fact that Bacon kind of got slid to the back after qualifying, but after that, he has really been kind of low key, just kind of hanging out there in the midlands, if you will. You're watching that 19.
Yeah, I'm watching the 19 right now of Jay Hone. I'm watching Bacon Zelenka as well. At your suggestion there, the 45. Right now, the 19 of Hone, the Miller Lite vehicle, is way ahead of Sean Signore. And just a little bit behind Kenny Powell.
Yeah, I was kind of... one of you guys picked Signore, and I'm going to say I'm a little... I'm going to say I'm he qualified second.
That's fair.
I'm just going to say that I'm a little... See, this is where the lead analyst has to be very selective of his words. Sus. I'm kind of curious about what's going on there with that 7 car. Because, man, when they pulled that thing off, it looked like something, that NASA was going to throw up there and say, hey, look, we got a rocket ship here. Now it's looking like something for the Girl Scouts. Did I say that out loud? Mashawn, I love you. I love you like a play cousin.
But he's, you think he's got a little extra in the gas tank?
We got to get that thing rolling, man. I expected him to be a lot higher. I expected him to be a lot higher on the running order than he is what I guess I'm getting at. That's my point.
That makes sense. Okay. Now we're getting to the bottom of it.
you know, we've had a lot of battles up front, and he hasn't been in any of those battles, and that's not usual for us. We're if anything, you know that 7 car is going to be up there. You know what I mean? Like he's a front runner.
Yeah.
Tonight we have not talked about him in terms of being up front. That's all. But green flag racing continues. What can you say? 91's doing exactly what he needs to do. I'm watching that 43. You know, you talked to Paul, and Paul's plan was he was just going to kind of hang in there.
And so he will. He's still got plenty of time to hang in there, though. He's going to have at least one pit stop.
You know what?
Last time he pit.
Well, everybody kind of came in the same time there. Paul's got 10 laps there on this stint. 3 wide racing right here almost going on. A little bit of contact with the wall. Those main and tail guys, they're still trying to get it together. That's the 45 of Bacon. Now he's going to be in between the 44 and the 88. And, you know, 45, the 44 can go into the 88. That math works all day. But when you put the 45 in there, you're kind of starting to speak a different language.
That math doesn't check out quite as easily. You can't do that one in your head as easily.
Yeah, I'm just, oh, you're speaking my language. Man, we're just hitting that Big Al Kelly karaoke up here tonight.
Right, we're all over the place with these songs. I love it. I love the energy.
Yeah, that's a little down under song right there. Not everybody's gonna get that. You better run. You better take cover.
I get with it. I get what you're picking up. First, let me just make sure I don't have a hat on. Let's see if I want to talk about this band. I'm trying to figure out a good pun for the band name, but I couldn't figure out one. Anyways, it's still going around. Men Without Hats.
The Kobe's?
The Kobe's. Yes, the Kobe's. Or, you know, yeah, Men Without Hats, the Kobe's, as they're known.
The Men Down Under. Men at Work.
Men at Work. I'm thinking of the Safety Dance, aren't I?
I don't know.
I am thinking of a different song entirely. You know what? I'm just going to focus on the race.
You're probably still at the YMCA, Joe.
It probably. You know what, Big Al? You got me all over the place on my '80s bands right now. I'm getting it twisted, and I feel embarrassed.
Man, don't worry about it. As we did just see the 44 car just make a little bit of incidental contact with the wall. And like I said, you know, it doesn't seem like much, but it adds up. These drivers keep coming around these turns, all 3 of them all night long, and they start making contact with the wall. That's why it was one of those talking points. You have to be careful of the wall. Halfway through, I do believe this stint right here. I think most guys are going to be trying to go. There's 41 laps to go. That means we're within the green flag window. Definitely could be done now with fuel. Don't know how guys are going to feel about tires. So with that, I'm going to say you're probably going to see green flag pit stops within 9.
All right. Let's see them.
Some guys, you know, everybody should be okay. We've had enough cautions where I don't think it's going to be a situation that guys are like, oh, my car is it's so atrocious that I can't steer it. Those guys are already out there. They've been out there all day. The guys that are struggling, they're fastened in snugly on the snuggle bus. The doors are locked. Nobody else is getting off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
That's it. One of these tracks like this, when you come out here and you're struggling, you're going to be struggling. It's going to be a long day, especially if you don't have the faculties to make the necessary changes. How about that? I mean, like I climbed back into these cars for the first time last week during week 13, you know, and I was like, man, what the heck? I could start it. But as far as it's master, chamber, cylinder, pressure, stuff we don't do. My part of North Carolina. Hey, that's Kenny's part of North Carolina.
I wouldn't even be able to try that. That's tricky. That's like a fighter fit.
Oh, speaking of getting tricky, we're right there. Still got a little bit more dancing action going on. That 47 of Vincent Crow. I mean, he is on a trick pony tonight. How about that? I will say that. He's got a trick pony or a wild horse.
I think both are applicable tonight.
Yeah, but see, I think if it's a trick pony, only if you can control it. So that he is on a wild horse.
Okay, fair enough.
Still watching the laps tick down here. Tonight's continued coverage. But this is a very important race for a lot of drivers, especially with points, man. These points are getting more and more precious because we're slowly getting those guys that are not on the list off the list, and it's being replaced and being regenerated by guys that are on the list. So you got to try to make money. This is one of those times. Greg's having a really crappy race tonight. That means that Kenny needs to have an exponentially awesome race tonight. Because that's how you win championships. I'm just being honest. Kendall LaRon, Kendall, he was way up there on the list. I think he was leading the points, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I believe the 2-car was in the top of the points. Not a good night tonight. Oh, Vincent Crow. Sorry. Vincent Crow leading the points. Sean Signore, Patrick. Okay. So Greg would have been in the third spot for what we're seeing with Bacon there. Bacon's still there. Kenny, Randy, they're gonna have super nights tonight. These guys are gonna make up some substantial distance on the points board. Thank you there very much, Kobe, for bringing that up for us. Hey, what week is Producer Appreciation Week? Did we miss that again?
It's every week.
I want to go ahead and give a involuntary shout out to our producer Kobe Bryant. Man, folks, you have no earthly idea what it takes to actually get one of these things wrangled together. And you hear people all the time thanking Kenny Powell, and that's very due because to actually run a league for as long as Kenny has ran this league it's very difficult because you're managing so many personalities. But each week when you put this together, it's a production. It's you, Joe. It's me. It's the racers. It's the commercials, and there's one person that's actually has all of that in his hands. And and it's God and Kobe.
Yep, the only two who really decide what gets done around here.
Like, we got a real Kobe though. The way he handles this ball, Kobe handles the rock. So. Go Kobe.
I was looking for a way to make that reference, and you made it perfectly.
Yeah, I kind of do that. Now watch, he's going to screw up the next scene.
Oh.
He'll send us a commercial. Hey, you guys are muted, and we'll still be talking with them. I don't know.
Oh, ye of little faith. That's all right. Right now, the race is heating up a little bit.
Yeah, side-by-side action right there between Vincent Crow, your points leader, and the 44-car Randy Drumhiller, whose name is also on that points board. So don't think these guys, this is not just a little arbitrary battle for 6th and 7th. This is actually more like a battle for the points lead. I've been watching this thing now. I think we are in pit. We're in the pit window.
I'd say you're just about right.
Next three laps, I think you'll start to see some action. That gives you plenty of time to get back out there, get your tires where they need to be. Some guys might try to go a little farther, We're still coming up just on 28 laps on the oldest tires that are on the track. Now, the first stage was 36 laps, so they have the data for that. Which means if you could duplicate your setup for lap 1, for stage 1, and put it in, dial it up, cooler track, faster car. Got track temp way down now, 77 degrees in the seats, 95 degrees on the street. This thing was $1.17 when we started.
Yeah,
that wind too out of the northwest at 8 miles an hour, track this big, that could actually play into it as well, just depending on what side of the track you're on when you hit that wind. You know, this track is 20 it's got trees difference around the outside, but wind is wind.
That 20-degree difference in track temp is really nothing to, ignore either. That's huge. We went from treacherous tire situation to only just one treacherous.
Right. Still watching this thing with 33 laps to go. And I don't know, Joe, what do you think? Do you think the leader dictates the pit? What are you basing it on here?
Stage 3, green flag driving, long course, leader's way out ahead. Does the leader dictate when everybody else pits? I think so. I think so because subconsciously even there's just a lot of eyes ahead right now to see what Carl Dodson is going to do and to try to keep up with his decision making. So if he decides to pit, it's going to be seen as a good idea to pit at that time, or a good idea to follow him in at that time. And so I got a feeling that if people see him pit, they're going to pit. They're going to pit right after him.
Yeah, and that could prove to be problematic. That would actually make sense. It would keep everybody on the same sequence, the same cycle. Here comes the 47 car. He's doing his own thing, trying to get it slowed down. That's what we were talking about, driving for show, pitting for dough. Trying to get that thing, trying to get that horse wrangled to come down pit road. Also, the 45 and the 47 car both going down this time. Got a pair of ponies coming down to the watering hole. Wanting to get shod.
Not bad, not bad. And there they go, getting shod.
Yeah, and we're watching all of this because Donald the leader's coming back around. And I have a feeling, a sneaky suspicion that a caution might occur just with somebody trying to get down on pit road. 91, he's feeling the pressure. He's coming down. Who's following? The 48 now followed, the 24 no followed, the 19 no followed, the 40. Look, nobody followed the leader.
Yeah, my read was way off.
Think about that. Oh, there is somebody.
Oh, there it is. There's your yellow. Oh,
no. And it was just what I said. Somebody trying to get slowed down to go on the pit road. And I think that's what those guys were waiting on.
That's exactly what you said, Big Al. It was going to be someone trying to get down pit road, which they did try to do. Then they duffed it really hard. Unfortunate. Here is the driver right here.
David Gervais coming right in here right now. And just like that, man, trying to get her dialed in. And look, the bad part is for David is, this is more than just about bringing the caution out, right? This was about David tearing his car up.
Yep.
Because that's a big thing. He just smashed into the wall there, guys. Yeah, that's not going to be good. Now they got to put it all back together. Now we're going to be watching Carl Dodson because Carl's going to be wanting to get to the front, and the way he does that, he does that by getting the wave around. But this gets complicated because by him getting the wave around, because otherwise he's a lap down right now. No, he's not a lap down. Okay. So I'll be quiet. He's somewhere in the middle of the pack. We're assuming most of these guys are going to pit.
Mm-hmm.
He won't pit. That'll put him back up front. So disregard the first thing I said, because that won't matter. He came out and was clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 91, the 47, and 45, they all previously pitted. If we were at a smaller track, they would be in trouble right now. But because this track is so big, they were actually able to pit, get back out, and still stay on the lead lap. If all of these guys in front of them actually pit, that'll put them up front.
This is where the pit strategy is going to start deciding who is going to win this race
And
with less than 30 laps to go.
So it's kind of one of those situations that had you actually followed the leader onto pit road, you know, you're maybe in a better spot.
Yeah. It's very true. We got almost everybody down pit road right now. Just a few folks who are out right now, giving themselves another lap. Vincent Crowe, Bacon Zelenka, Carl Dodson, all still out.
You know, and you're actually on pit road, and you're actually fighting with these people to try to get a better position. But on the racetrack, it is what it is.
There's Kenny Powell, a little beat up, but still driving.
A little beat up, but still driving.
Yeah, it's accurate, right?
Has Kenny been involved in an incident? Did I miss something?
I thought that his front left looked a little beat up. Maybe I'm just seeing things there.
He does.
Could just be the paint.
He's a little reckless around the mouth, so I could see somebody, smashing that Camry.
It's probably just the paint, but if so, then he's been clean driving. Not bad.
Yeah. Points matter, man. Bringing him on down. Lights will be going off on the pace car this time around. We'll be ready to get him lined back up. We did get some green flag pit stops. For that, I'm grateful. Got a car coming down pit road. He's going to be taking another little bit of action there. That's the 48 of Jose Medina. Not sure what he's got going on.
Oh, we're going to find out here. Jose Medina right now still in ninth place right now, despite going down the pits.
Overdrove his pits. So whatever he's doing is costing him time right now.
It is costing him
time. He might have had
time.
a penalty. He might have had a penalty there. Looks like he might have had a little stop and go action going on.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. That's what we're talking about. That's one of those things we say where you drive for show, but you pit for dough. You can lose a lot of races on pit road. Yeah, I guess that's right. Just got the producer put me back in check. You can't serve penalties under yellow, and he didn't have a penalty.
Oh, well, there you go. Now we got our answer at least.
Cubs got me not wanting to talk anymore. I feel like I'm going to be wrong again.
Trying to get myself picked here to see who I think is going to have the stronger launch here, the 45 or the 47.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
Between the 45 and the 47 on the launch, I think that the Launch is going to belong to Vincent Crow here. Let's see. Here comes the launch right now. Yeah, they are. Let's see how they help each other. Crow out in front by quite a good amount. Bacon Zelenka falls in right behind.
Dotson definitely got caught sleeping on that restart. That's probably his worst restart thus far. Now, the first and the second cars were actually able to get launched off and take off on their way. Dotson in that third place position right now. He is fighting for, now he looks like he's going to lose third and fourth. Now he's going to slide right on up into that fifth place position. Now, this is scary because when you're in the fifth place position, that's like Black Friday shopping at Walmart. You know what I mean? That's where the crazy folks start.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan. You gotta have body armor.
Yeah, for sixth place way on back, it's way different racing than it is for the first 4 or 5 slots.
Oof.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Black Friday at Walmart, that's just terrifying.
Yeah, you don't need that. There's nothing they got there that you need that bad.
Yeah, don't need that. Not at all. But if you're gonna go, like I said, make a plan, have some armor, but just have that strategy, and that might be the one way to get through this race too.
Yep, and unfortunately, all those strategies kind of like went out of the window once that caution flag came out, because guys that were saving and conserving or whatever your plan was, you come back out of that pit and you're right back in the stage 1 conditions just all over again, because right now you got yourself a dogfight. It's a shootout. It's 25 laps to the end of this thing, and you can't lay back too long. Because Pocono's not one of those tracks where all of a sudden you're going to be able to put the hammer down, because if your car's been handling like crap and you ain't got it figured out, well, it's not just going to magically fix itself at this point in the race. Dodge is sitting snugly back, though, in 4th place. Now, here he comes. He's got the 7th car to be coming, Sean Signori. And I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Signore. Signore. That's it.
Now you're going to get me to start saying it like that.
What's wrong with that? You can't follow Big Al? 3-wide situation right there. Dotson going to try to sneak around the wall. Very brazen move. Hope it pays off for him. Still coming around high on the outside. Got 2 cars going to be down on the inside. Both of those cars, that's going to be the 7 and the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. Bacon getting shuffled back just a little bit as the 7 car kind of got a tasty bump from the 19 of Jay Hone. Here comes the 45. He is going to be trying to run up alongside the 91. The 91 car, I think, right now is just kind of chilling. I don't see Carl putting all of his marbles on the board. I think he's got quite a few in his pocket still, as we still got way too much racing left to do. And it's one of those things, if you burn your tires up, because the first 5 laps, that's going to dictate your how your tires wear. If you are saving here, you're going to be in a far better situation later on. Now, what does bother me is that 7 car. He is still having packet delay and loss, meaning he's just got a little bit of a blink. He's kind of like I can't say that. Yeah, he's kind of like somebody's dad. You know what I mean? Sometimes he is, sometimes he ain't. You know what I'm talking about. Don't judge.
No judgment here. No judgment here at all. I think you're spot on.
Yeah, he is definitely not. He's not a stable father figure right now. Fix your shit, Sean.
That's the best way to put it. Best way to put it. Right now, 79, looking for 80, looking for the last 21 laps of tonight's race before we call it a night. It has been a pretty good night so far. We've been racing for about an hour and a half here, and we've gotten around 80 laps done. We've had some green flags. We've had some red flags. Not red flags, yellow flags, excuse me. But folks, we want to know how you're doing. So check in with us. Let us know in the chat. Say hello. And
the 7 car sliding sideways. he was actually able to bring it back around, get her point in the right direction, but that's that same Signore slide. So once he got right there, we're going to watch this right here on the replay. Nothing that he did wrong, just right there, one of those times going into the tunnel turn. Everything seems to be okay, and once again, Vivian steps out on Friday night. You know, he came home just in time, though. Don't take extra shifts on the weekends, boys. You got to get home early. You got to watch your wife and kids.
They're waiting for you.
You know, like that dude Garth Brooks was singing about. Wait for it, people. You might hear that one here a little bit later on. But right now, what you got, he's got green flag racing continuing. The 45 is going to go up way high. Here comes the 91 of Dotson. I'm sorry, that was the 47 of Vincent Crowe. Dotson now dove down. He is back in front, back in control as your leader. And Kenny Powell is surfaced as well. Powell's going to be back there. But now we still got quite a few laps to go, 20 laps to go. Are these guys behind Dotson? They're going to either A, burn their stuff up trying to keep up with them, or B, they figured it out, or C, they ain't going to make it.
I think they're going to burn their stuff up. I don't want to put down C, they're not going to make it. That's just too dour.
You know, everybody.
Burn their stuff up? Yes.
You know, everybody's not going to make it, Joe.
I'm just saying. Yeah, but I got to be the voice of optimism, Big Al. Someone's got to.
Okay.
So I'll take that they're going to make it. That's the very least.
So remember, folks, Joe's usefulness is he's the optimist. So every morning, Joe provides nothing but optimism. Just imagine how old that's going to get. Because optimism doesn't put food in your belly. Vote for Big Al.
No, it doesn't put any food in the belly. I'll say that. But it balances out the race coverage a little bit.
You know, people are like, a lot of times when we talk to the drivers at the end of this thing, it's like, man, I bet that was just, you guys struggle to find stuff to talk about. No, not me. I can sit here and talk to myself. You know what I mean? Keep the conversation going. So we talk about the race, but we talk about a lot of other things. But we can't talk about the fact that the 24 car just is still trying to complete a pass. He is showing himself on the 47 of Crowe, but Crowe's not ready to just relinquish that position just yet, making Powell actually fight for it. Now, Kenny is feeling the pressure right now because with 18 laps to go, you got to make those passes now. If you're not actually able to control your car to get around this guy now, as those laps tick down, you're going to be in less control. And this is a track where, yeah, you can pass in any one of these turns. Sure. So as long as you can control your car.
You think you can pass in any one of these turns? I think you're right. Yeah.
You're not going to do it in 10 laps. Not in 10 laps from now, you're not going to be able to do it.
But you could do it. You could make a pass in any of these turns with the right circumstance. Yeah. You definitely could.
You'll stand a better shot of just washing up. And that's not, nobody wants to do that. Now, watching that 48 of Jose Medina, he did slip way back. Now Jose's back in. He is sticking his nose back in the 5th spot. Coming back in, he started this thing in 9th, which technically next to Jay Home, which is behind him. Jay Home would be the biggest mover, but Jose is right there. Starting this thing off in 9th place, actually being up in 5th. So got to take your hat off for his hat. Got to take your hat off. Oh, Kenny Powell gets in too. And both of those drivers are going to be done right there. Looks like Powell just, man, inadvertently. I mean, that was not. Yeah, we can unpack it. We can look at it again, but both of those cars are going to be done. Kenny puts it on a hook. He's taking the tow. That means he's putting it right behind the wall, not even taking it down on pit road. I think we need to go back a little bit more. And you're watching that 47, and right there, Kenny gets some momentum going into the turn. The 47 car was just there, and, well, that's just how water met Kool-Aid.
How water met Kool-Aid. I like that. Well, you know what? We're going to meet one final. I think this might be our final commercial break here. Let's take one final commercial break here, Big Al. And when we come back, we'll see if we can get to the end of this without doing another break here. Stay tuned, folks.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey everybody, we're back with the ISCA Super Cup Series. Going to pass the mic to Big Al, who's going to talk to Kenny Powell. Take it away.
Do we have Kenny in here?
Okay.
Hey, Kenny Powell, Big Al up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Big Al.
Hey, man. Well, you know, we were talking about your ears. Oh, were they burning?
Probably.
We've been talking about everything from championship points to just race standings tonight to race strategy. You guys definitely you had to have a good finish here tonight. That was going to be key for you guys in order to move yourself up the leaderboard. Apparently, that's not going to be the case. What was it like down there? I mean, why do you think we're experiencing so many, shuffles?
I mean, it's a hotter track than probably anybody was used to this week, and it's slick. it's touchy getting on the throttle there, and if you can wear your tires out, tire wear is definitely a thing. So if you wore your tires out, you can definitely push.
Yeah, like a dump truck. So speaking of tires, this is a new tire model. First track we've actually had a chance to get our feet wet, if you will. How has the new tire model affected racing? How has it affected the racing that you know as Pocono?
I mean, I love the fact that we have tire wear now. It just you got to pay attention to the way you drive, and it's going to reward the ones that do a good job and penalize the one that don't.
Yeah, so what happened right there with that little incident that just took place there, if you could, and also give your shout-outs there, because when you're done with that, we'll just roll on out.
Yeah, I still I'm trying to dissect it now. I got to take fault for it, I guess. I got into him. I feel like he slowed down extra to try to keep me from getting under him, but that's how it goes, I guess.
Roger that. Who you shouting out here tonight, Kenny?
You guys up in the booth and G&G. I appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you too, boss. Thank you for your time, and sorry about your luck.
Yeah, man.
That was Kenny Powell. And the G&G 24 just got taken out unceremoniously again, way too soon. But that seemed harsh that I said that, man. Thank you for your time. Sorry about your luck. Does that sound bad? Is that... Huh?
No, it sounds good.
Okay. Because sometimes,
Yeah. Go on.
I'll make a sandwich. I'll take that and smash it together, buddy.
Well, it worked out here. Honestly, there's not much you can say to someone in that kind of situation except for sorry about your luck. Good luck and better luck next time.
Yep.
And
Speaking of luck,
here we go.
Pace cars are out of the way.
Let's see what happens here. Here comes the restart zone. Carl Dodson in the restart zone. He's going to lead things off. David Gervais and Paul Olson on the second row there.
And this goes back to what I was saying in that last start when we had cars up front that we were not used to seeing up front. David Gervais in the 88. That's one of those situations. Now he's sideways. That's a big whoop right there. Thankfully, we just narrowly averted danger right there, folks. We were inadvertent IMC. I mean, I had a chicken in my lap. I don't know where the chicken come from. But, yeah, that's exactly what we were scared about. Sometimes you get that on restarts. So keep in mind that those cars up front, 17, 15 laps on their tires. Dodson, Olsen, and Gervais. Now, from that, Paul Olsen, he still got to point it in the right direction. You remember, he said he was kind of hanging out in the back. He was saving. Well, now he's not saving. He's showing. These guys are still going to be trying to reel him in, though.
Yes, indeed.
So we'll be watching to see how that 43 holds on. He's got Jose Medina right on his rear, and Paul's in a great spot.
Right now, Paul Olson is the hardest charger on the field, too. He's up 9 places from where he started. He's had a hell of a race so far. Very successful race for Paul Olson.
Heck yeah. If Paul can just defend his position with the run that he has, I mean, he's actually in a pretty good spot. But he has got to defend.
Especially. Very impressive run. I think he'd be perfectly happy with a silver medal.
Jose's not gonna let it go though. Jose's gonna push the issue. He's gonna be coming along the outside. That 43, Jose's trying to take second spot. Now Paul still gotta contend. We're coming up on 10 laps to go here. And he's got a hornet's nest building behind him. He's got Blinky, Shaky, and Takey.
All the ghosts from Pac-Man?
Yeah. Like, holy cow. They're coming. You don't want to see that in your rearview mirror. I mean, holy cow.
Inky, Winky, Blinky, and Sue.
And Sean, he is right there until he's not. And now he is going to be pushing hard up against the wall. This is scary. 2 abreast behind him. The 45 starting to lose just a little bit. 44 is going to start to come up. Now the 19's beside the 7 going into the turn. This could prove to be risky. 19's going to go way up high around the outside. Will he touch the wall? Will he tag it? Nope's coming back down. They're going to meet in the middle somewhere. Ooh. Just like that, the 7 goes away. I mean, talk about intermittent.
Serious trouble. Yeah,
man.
Sean Signore is traveling into other dimensions.
It's like having a meth head dad. Whoo! Now we done put the main in the tail. That don't ever work.
Those two meeting in a way that is not going to be conducive to their cars getting around the field.
The 45 and the 47, you cannot touch like that.
Might be the end of your race.
Yeah, I mean, but look at this race go. I mean, this thing is definitely starting to shake itself out. Joe, we're under 10 laps to go. That seems like a long time at a track like Pocono, but it's going to go pretty quick. I promise you that. I promise you this. Randy doing everything he can. He's blocking the 47. 47's going low. Watch these two. This is not over yet. This pass will not just end. Now he's washing up a little higher. I'm telling you, these two going to be touching.
They probably will.
Oh, snap. 44's high. 47's coming around the inside. Just not able to get it done. Gonna have to fall back for the time being, running out of chances. Gonna have to make some tough choices now, Joe. Still got choices, still got options, but we're gonna come down to decision time here pretty quick.
Yep.
It's tick-tock, and you know, I'm sitting there looking at the board, and I don't think a lot of guys got tires left. So another situation is if that caution should just for whatever reason come out again, you know, that could be problematic. That would be for lots of folks.
Yeah, when they're not able to get tires versus the folks who are, they're going to be on a completely different footing, regardless of where you've been up to this point. If you don't have tires left behind the fence, and we get a yellow at this point, you are screwed.
And you know, Paul Olsen with 47 laps to go, that is the last thing he wants to see. He can feel the wind being sucked out of the back of his neck. Because I'm telling you right now, the 19 of Jay Hone is closing in on him. Jay wants that podium spot. Paul worked so hard to get up here tonight. And he has got to defend himself from the 40, from the 19 and the 7. These guys
right there.
Right here. They're going to be trying to get around him. At all costs, he needs to make that 43 as wide as he possibly can. This is the time you want to hold up traffic, Paul. Do not relent.
And right now, Paul is riding the outside line a little bit. You can see he's using that groove there on the outside, but he's still leading this little pack of 3. He's still leading this little pack of 3 and leading them well into that third place spot. He's up 8. Going to hold off there. It looks like the Miller Lite car of Jay Hone behind has not yet made the move down. He's signaling like he wants to make the move. Here it goes. Hone's pushing. He's got him by the quarter panel now. Can he do it? Does he have enough momentum? Looks like he just doesn't quite have it, but the door is closing behind him as Sean Signori slides up into the 43. The door is shut now. Where is Hone going to go? Nowhere but forward.
Man, this is one of those situations where it's almost like, you know, you done cracked all these eggs and you got nothing to do with them, and you don't want to waste them, because that's what we got going on here. We got a lot of busted eggs, and we're going to be watching this one closely.
Oh!
Because we ain't baking a cake.
Smash into the wall. Yeah. Speaking of eggs, we just broke a few. Maybe we're making an omelet right now because Sean Signori just smashed into the wall. Didn't lose too much speed, but like you like to mention, and as you've said, it always adds up.
It adds up. Right now, Jay Hone, he has definitely got to be super freaking excited. Jose Medina, these guys are in positions that we don't usually get to see them in. So that just shows you that it is truly, I mean, this is Black Friday at Walmart right here. We got to get this done. Would love to see Jose on the podium. Would love to see Jay Hone on the podium.
And we may yet still.
We got a lot of racing left to go. 4 laps left, but 4 laps at Pocono with a Blinky 7 car. I mean, this is getting ready to get interesting. We'll be watching these two right here, right now. As the 7 goes underneath, he's blinking. Here comes the 19. They're side by side. The 19 gets a good run. He's going to be able to hold on to the position. Because remember, every time that 7 car blinks, they're going to put him further back in that line. You have to be present to contend. And he is blinking now at the worst possible time. The 43 starting to feel the woes of old tires. Paul with 24 laps on his tires is struggling to hang on. He gets into the 47. The 47 goes sideways. That's going to bring out the caution. That's going to stack him back up. Now we're talking words like green, white, checker. We're talking words like, hey, who's got tires left? Because not everybody is going to be sitting on a set of good New Year's. What good New Year's? Set of new good years. You know, here we are right here, right now, and it's going to be like,
Yeah, I think that was Vincent Crowe coming down just a little bit onto Paul Olsen.
Yep, can we see that again? Can we see that again? Can we see that again? I didn't see it that last time. Okay, we can't see it no more.
Let's have a look-see.
So we're looking at the 43 right here. Can we look at that? We don't need to look at it top down. 43 still holding his line there on the inside. He's still coming. I'm looking at it. He does push up. If you're looking at his relationship, nope, he's right back there.
No, he doesn't. Not from my point of view.
Yeah, you're right.
He keeps that thing wrapped. He keeps it wrapped, and if you watch that front left tire, he sets it up, and it's just a little bit of accidental contact as Crow crosses the line and comes down into the inside lane.
You see exactly. He came down a whole car width. So, yeah, definitely going to go ahead and put that on a 47. But now, look, we got them all stacked back up together. So we're going to see who's going down pit road. Ooh, forfeit Nugan. Forfeit Nugan. Hey, it's problematic. It looks like we got 2 cars going down pit road. Can we watch the cars on pit road? And we'll be watching it to see if these things go up and down.
Let's check. See who's getting tires, who's not.
Oh, snap, drizzle, dizzle.
Tires for Crow.
Tires for Crow. That's a bad sign for the rest of the field. Because fresh Goodyears, yeah, man, yeah, especially at a track like Pocono. Because what you're worried about is you got Carl Dodson. He's out front. Well, Carl's got 28 laps on his tires. Now behind him, you got a triple stack of 13s, right? You got Jose, Jay Hone, and Sean Signore, the blinker. And they're all sitting around 13 laps on their tires. And then you got Paul Olsen with 26 on his. So, I don't know. I think you literally throw the caution flag. I think you just throw it right down onto the track.
Yeah.
We surrender.
Physically.
We surrender. This is
down.
Yeah.
You just throw the flag onto the track. Well, I'm done. You're all done.
This is. I mean, they call me the skeptic. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing that we're at green-white caution, but we only get one green-white checkered. Excuse me. We only get one green-white checkered in this league. So I think you might be onto something, but I think we'll see. I'm kind of up in the air right now. I think the coin's gonna land on its side, so it's hard for me to tell.
Do you think we'll finish this like with cars racing, or do you think we'll finish this with cars crashing?
I think we'll finish it with cars racing.
Wow.
I'll be the optimist again. You know, I'm not gonna put any food on the plate, but I gotta bet the other way to make it interesting for the viewers.
You know we got a piss test coming up, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna pass that.
Especially with picks like that. You keep predicting stuff like that.
You better believe it. I'm way too kumbaya to pass that test.
Oh, this is not. I'm excited. Wow. I'm just glad that I'm watching this one from the booth instead of on the track.
Yeah.
This is gonna be sketchy.
How would you do on the track in this situation, Big Al? Would your patience hold out?
But my patience wouldn't be the issue. It's gonna be about everybody else's patience. Now, a lot of these guys understand that they're up front in a restart with a green-white checker at Pocono, and that's it. But what they don't realize is he got old tires, he got old tires, he got old tires. Yeah. The track is still hot. There's a probability that these guys, if they don't spin them on the start, we still got to get through turn one. And you know, if I could sing a song for turn one, it'd be slip sliding away. Slip sliding away. That's the best I got. And you got a guy that's going to be moving through the field. He's going to be coming through like a hurricane. This is the story of the hurricane. Because he has to.
Man, tonight is karaoke night. You got a song in your heart, Big Al. I love it.
Well, we've never been here before.
I love it. Green, green, green. Let's see what happens with Dodson out in front again. We got 2 wides, 3 wides. Small pack, but they are staying tight right now.
Still big story is going to be what happens going into turn one. We're watching the 48. We're watching everybody. Here comes the 45. He is diving low, trying to put it back together here. Jay Hone trying to hold it together to bend his strings. Everybody fighting, jockeying for positions to 7. He is going to be fanning.
Ooh, we got three wide in the back. Drumhiller. Oh, just in front of Hone and Zelenka and Gervais. Crow in the back. Oh, Gervais, a little bit of contact with Zelenka, but Gervais holds on to it.
Now remember, Crow's the one that's got the fresh tires, but still not being able to make any moves with those whatsoever. Matter of fact, he is hooked dead heat with the 88 of David Gervais. But out front, the leaders are gone. The 91
This is gonna be it, too.
Not even leaving any crumbs to follow. The 48 trying to pick up the trail best he can. This is the white flag out. That means the next flag is going to end it. These guys still got a couple more turns to hold it together. The 48 of Jose Medina just making his move around the 91 of Dodson. Coming through turn 2. Contact on the wall with a 7 of Signori. That is going to allow the 91 to actually regain control of this race. You can kind of hop off into the sunset a little bit. You got Signori still fighting. Man, those cars are done. They got a little cray-cray.
And that's the end of the race. Carl Dotson wins it all here at the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 from Pocono Raceway. Jose Medina comes in second. Sean Signori in third to round out your podium.
Yep, Randy Drumhiller in fourth, Bacon Zelenka fifth, sixth place Jay Hone, Vincent Crowe seventh, eighth place Paul Osen, ninth place David Javas, 10th place Kenny Powell, Kendall Leron in 11th, Greg Wachinski 12th, and Jeremy Clapper-Noel rounds out this 13-car field. We'll actually be watching right now, see if the 91 has, see what kind of burnout he's going to give us here.
He's got to make his way back around first, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Perfect.
Yeah, that's 100 for me.
No notes.
Yeah. That was awesome. I'm mesmerized. This dude should run for president.
Perfect circles.
At least of his HOA.
2 concentric circles. Love it.
I mean, that is beautiful. That is definitely, I'm going to give it 100. What are you giving it, Joe?
100. Easy. Yep. A plus.
Right. A plus, plus, plus. Hey, look, with that burnout done, I don't think it's going to get no better than that. We're going to go ahead and step away, pay some bills. I mean, we got to pay some bills, folks. We'll be back with our post-race coverage. Thank you for tuning in so far.
We are back, folks. Welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series, O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. It is the post-race show here at Pocono, and we are going to be starting off by talking with Sean Signori. Sean, how you doing after that race?
Doing good, man. It was a long race, really tough. It was, all the cars were ill handling, and it was quite an experience. I am wiped after that one.
Well, the track started off 117 degrees. I don't know if you checked that before you got out there today, but it was a hot one, and then it cooled by 20 degrees over the course of the race. Could you tell at the beginning that it was running a little bit slippery, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I'm very aware of the temperatures, and I actually took a gamble and had to put a loose setup underneath my car, knowing it was going to cool down a lot, and it kind of paid off, but those first two stages were walking on thin ice sometimes. The car would break loose there in the middle of 1 and 2 over those bumps, and that bit me twice in this race, but I was able to overcome that and miss all those interesting wrecks there at the very end and get a top 3 out of it.
Yeah, you did miss some interesting wrecks. You had one pretty solid smack over the wall during that green-white checkered situation. I thought maybe that was going to be the end of your momentum, but you managed to hold on to it, kept things in straight in alignment. Good job there. Anyone you want to shout out to for your performance this week?
Yeah, I want to shout out Vincent for you doing all this and painting us all these cars, and give us a shout out to Mane and Tail. That's his company. It's his home. This is home track for the company, and it's American made, no sulfates or harmful chemicals, and all the products are available on Amazon. So if you want to check them out, it'd be pretty cool to support his business here with that at their home track.
Oh, that's good to know. Mane and Tail, everybody, go check them out on Amazon. That's Vincent Crow, and thank you again, Sean, for your time. We will be hopefully talking to you on the podium again very soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, that was Sean Signori. That was third place. I'm going to pass the mic over to Big Al, who's going to talk to Jose Medina. Take it away, Big Al.
Hey, Jose.
Hey, what's up, Big Al?
Funky Cole Medina.
Yeah, man.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Getting it done, man. The long horse. I mean, look, here's the deal. Bobby, I was watching you. I was like, nobody saw you coming. And Jose, you come through there like a hurricane. But talk to us. Tell us about it, man. When did you know you were fast?
I mean, I felt really fast the whole race. I was just trying to be as patient as possible, and try to not screw up the tires too much. So yeah, I was just hanging in there and just being patient, especially in turn 3, 4. On the exit, try to be as patient as possible. So I felt really good the whole race. But Carl, he had a pace and he was on fire.
Yeah, he did. But I'm telling you, watching that 48 car run around there, I mean, when you put yourself up front there going into stage 3, I mean, I kind of called it out on the radio, and I'm like, hey, look, you got guys here that are up front that normally wouldn't be up front. Like, is Pocono your track, or are you back? I mean, talk to me here.
Man. No, Pocono's not my track, but it is now. But man, no, it's just luck, man. I have a lot of good drivers in this league, and and there's still a really good amount of drivers that they have a great craft, and I'm just trying to learn from them, and I guess it's been working because I've been improving a lot. So
yeah, man, I think you're onto something. I don't know, this new tire model, maybe it fits you. This is the second podium that you've had here this season, man. I think I think you're gonna start to be a regular fixture here.
I hope so. That's my goal. Just to compete, to have that intense. I love that intense racing with each other. Just like these last couple laps with Carl and then Sean, he came along too, and I thought he was gonna pass me, but he scraped the wall and I slowed him down. But yeah, it's just really great drivers in this league, man.
Hey, man, really, and you're one of those drivers now. Congratulations, you have been the whole time. Now just getting an opportunity to show it, and I hope that you're onto something. I hope we continue to see you improve and be back up here on this podium week in and week out, man. A lot of hard work. We're recognizing it. I'm recognizing it. 2 thumbs up to you. Who you shouting out here tonight for your continued success?
I'm a continued success. It's still, I love this league. Kenny Powell for running the league and being here for us, and and of course all the sponsors. You know, you, Kobe Jordan, and I forgot the third one.
Jojo.
Help me out. Joe.
Jojo.
I would call him Joey, but it's Joe. Yeah, so I appreciate your broadcast. You guys do a great job, and I wouldn't want it any different, you know. So great job on the broadcast, and of course, shout out to everybody behind the scenes and all the admins. You know, my paint designer, Paul Ferdiani, and then of course the wife that never supports me, but maybe she'll support me after this race. You know, maybe she'll help me out. Maybe she'll pretend she's not Mexican no more.
Jose.
What's up?
Hey, maybe you should get her to fall in love with Big Alan Judge up in the booth,
Oh.
and then she'll watch the production, and you just do good, and you'll be there together.
Exactly, bro. But she doesn't care, man. I do my best I can.
What's your wife's name?
Monica.
What?
Monica.
No way. My wife's name's Monica. Hey, giving a big shout out to Monica tonight. If you're tuning in, I hope you get to watch this thing here. Jose performed solidly, and he said he could not have done it without your continued love and support. And I tell you what, next week, Jose, if you bring this thing back around and you get on the podium, I think you should have Monica with you in the booth for the interview. Would love to talk to Monica. Would love to get to meet her, and actually, hopefully she'll have no problem getting as many fans as I got.
Yeah, I just gotta give her maybe a Pacifico beer and soften her up a little bit, and she relax, and then she'll pretend that she is a NASCAR driver supporter.
We're all supporting you, Jose.
Yeah, it sounds good, Big Al. Thank you.
Roger that. That was the 48 of Jose Medina, your second place finisher here tonight. Congratulations again to you, Jose. Turning it back over to you, Joe.
All right, here we go with Carl Dodson. Carl, we got you up in the booth. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm so sad for y'all.
Oh, you're sad? Why are you sad?
Because y'all lost y'all's picks and Big Al won his. So I know y'all are, your hearts are hurting, but I tell you what, this was an awesome race. Jose gave me a scare. Man, did I get scared from him coming up and getting there. He had new tires. He was racing hard. He's been fast the whole night, racing clean. I saw him being patient as he can, trying to get through people. And then I was worried because I knew he had a fast car. And even there at the last bit, he ended up turning the fastest lap of the race. I don't know if y'all noticed that and gave him some props for that, but he turned the fastest lap of the race in that last little bit trying to run me down. So I want to give him props for the clean racing there through the tunnel turn. I don't know how we made it through there and my car stuck with those old tires. I was babying that throttle, but got to give him a shout out for racing me clean and the broadcast y'all put on for us and my sponsor CWspirits.com. Make sure you put in that code Steffi5 discount when you check out. But yeah, JoJo, I'm so sorry your pick was not the winner tonight, but next week maybe you'll pick me.
You know what? Next week, I think I'm going to, Carl. It seems like a safe bet, especially after this week. You survived what was a very tough race for anyone to get through, especially at the end there after the green flag pit stop situation where you had not the green flag pit stop even, after the green-white checkered situation, excuse me, when you had Jose Medina chasing you down on those fresh tires. You ended up coming through on top. So I think that it's going to be a safe bet next week who I'm going to be going with, my friend. And this week, I clearly made a mistake. So
I can't believe
Pocono,
you underestimated me.
I can't believe it too. I know. I would just strive to not let you down. That's really all I'm trying to do up here. And so I hope that come next week, I can just do that much better for you, my friend. So you did. You had quite a challenge, though. You had Jose Medina chasing you down this week. Who else this week was gave you particular trouble? Do you remember?
Kendall.
Was there anyone that you would call a rival?
I hate it for Kendall. No, I wouldn't call it a rival. Kendall is one of those drivers that's smooth and fast every week. He's one of the top drivers in this league. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to come over here is the competition has gotten better and better that I've been seeing. I'm glad I'm back over here. I felt horrible when I saw him get loose off of the turn 1 there, exiting when we were battling, and hit that wall and get that tire damage. Ended up giving almost 5 minutes, and they couldn't get it fixed in time for the repair time, unfortunately. But this whole league up here, you had Kenny Powell fighting up there. You had a lot of drivers. It was nice to see Paul Olsen, racing up there. He was right there at the end. Vincent had some of the worst luck you could have seen at the end there. But, mane and tail, go look them up on Amazon. Get you some mane and tail, no sulfites. Good for your hair and your body.
All right, you heard it first here. We've said it several times, and that means it must be good, folks. Mane and tail. We've heard it from Carl Dodson. We talked about it earlier. It sounds like that's the product of the night. But again, thank you, Carl, for your time, and congratulations for your victory. You've done a couple of shout-outs already so far, but I got to ask, anyone else you want to throw it out to before we let you go?
Got to give a shout-out to my puppies, Lucy, Ray, Lando, Finn. You see the theme. A little bit of Star Wars in there.
Yeah.
Kind of threw out there a little bit more. But, yep, it was an awesome night. Glad I was here. Glad I could represent Emerald Coast Coins, Wine and Country, CW Spirits. Go get you some spirits if you drink and of age. Drink responsibility. I know y'all are going to go get one after this because you got to do something to make up for that bad pick you made at the beginning.
You better believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl Dodson, thank you very, very much, Carl. Congratulations again on your gold medal victory, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great night, and thank you for the great job y'all do.
Thank you, Carl. Okay, folks, that's going to do it from here at the ISCA Super Cup Series. O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 from Pocono Raceway. Big Al, tell us how you're feeling.
Feeling pretty good, man. Awesome race, awesome performance, awesome production. Hey, thank you, Joe, for doing what you do. Thank everybody for tuning in, man. Real special shout out to our viewers, man, and to the drivers. If you guys know somebody that could come out here tonight or any night and make this better, make it more successful, make it more fun, invite them along.
Yeah, we've got plenty of room here in the ISCA for drivers and folks who are interested in getting involved. There's some information crossing your screen right now that'll tell you all about how you can get involved with the ISCA and support us here. We got the ISCA, ISCARacing.com for all the information and for our schedules and everything there. And you can follow the socials, ISCA on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and we have got Atlanta Motor Speedway coming up next week. We're going to Georgia. All right. Well, this has been Jolo up in the booth, Big Al, and Kobe down in the truck. And we will see y'all next week. Take care and good night.
I found the ICA after I'd been in the service for a long time. I'd been in iRacing for well over a decade and spent most of my time in NASCAR series, a lot of fixed racing for the most part, and really just got to a point in my iRacing career where I really wanted to get involved in open setup racing versus fixed, partially because I was just looking for a little higher level of competition, maybe a little cleaner driving and maybe get away from some of the challenges that go along with fixed racing on the service. And it took me a while as I was really searching out leagues because I kind of had a very specific thing I was looking for. A, I wanted to be an established league. B, I just really wanted clean, quality drivers to be racing around. And once I found the ISCA, I found out really quick that it was going to check all those boxes, and I've been with the ISCA ever since.